Coach has been saying you guys need to shoot more threes, and he's mentioned you specifically needs to take one or two. Is it one of those things where you just haven't had the openings, or you just need to be more aggressive? Both, maybe?
Yeah, probably a little bit of both. Transition's probably a big thing. Just getting easy looks in transition when we run. Did a better job of that against Michigan. Our pace was a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of both, being a little bit more aggressive, but also getting good looks at the same time.
Besides points, how uplifting is a transition three and something this team kind of might need for its style of play right now?
Yeah, I mean, it goes. I mean, we're looking to take more threes, and obviously that's something I do well. So yeah, I mean, so it's uplifting for me. It's uplifting for the team.
When you were at West Virginia, how did you get the majority of your looks?
I'd say, I mean, me and Taz. I mean, this past year, me and Taz were two of the guys that were looking to score the ball the most. So, the ball was really in our hands a lot of the time. So, we were relied on to go get a bucket. It was kind of as simple as that.
How has it been different here? I guess how you're trying to get your shots compared to there. Are you trying to do different things in the flow of the offense? I mean, obviously you created some things off the bounce and things like that, but that doesn't seem to be maybe a primary responsibility for you. Like how is it different trying to get your shots in this system compared to that system?
Yeah, I think here we run more sets. I think to get the ball into my hands, and then when I do get it, it's not really it's more of like catch and shoot type of thing, which is probably the best look. So just being more aggressive on the catch, be ready to play.
Sean, for you personally and the team, I wonder what's been the most maybe frustrating moment or lowest point maybe in the last 10 game stretch here.
Yeah, it's probably tough to pinpoint one thing. Good thing is that it's not been big things from each game. It's been easy things to correct. We just got to continue to get better, take it day by day.
You say that's a good thing, but is it also very frustrating when you look at it's not one specific, it keeps changing maybe?
Yeah. It's definitely frustrating. It's like you said, but we just try to. There's good things to take from each game. That's something that we continue to say. Even against our previous game, there was obviously it was unfortunate we lost, but there were some good things to take from the game. We watched it today and figure out what we can do to get better.
How are teams defending you maybe differently than they were early in the season? Like Big Ten, Coach Holtmann's talked a lot about scouting and that'll changes. How has that changed for you as the season has progressed?
Yeah, I think it's very, very similar to what I've been used to. I think that this year's kind of been, my volume's probably down a little bit this year compared to years before. The teams know I'm able to shoot the ball and score a little bit off the bounce. So they're obviously playing that the way they need to.
How have you seen the Big Ten be different than the Big 12? Or some similarities, differences? You're more than halfway through the season. How does this compare to what you've been through the last couple of years?
Yeah, both leagues are really good. I know the Big 12 this year is, I think they have like 9 out of 10 teams in the tournament right now. It's a gauntlet. It's always been that way. Big 10's, it's probably Big 12's probably a little more physical. Being at West Virginia, we just played football pretty much. But no, both leagues are really good, really competitive.
Sean, you mentioned transition, needing more threes there, but also coming out screens and screening yourself. How much is that an emphasis right now too?
Yeah, it's something that we've worked on a lot lately is just ball movement, setting good screens, including myself, because years past and even this year, when you set screens, you're usually the one that ends up being open. So yeah, we'll just continue to work on offense, do the things we need to do.
Bruce said you guys were a bit more free-flowing last game. He didn't know if you guys necessarily played better, but you were more free-flowing. How would that help you find those looks?
Yeah, I think in transition was the biggest thing. Bruce got out. He did a really good job pushing the ball. We got some easy buckets in transition, or even sometimes they didn't fall, but they were still, our pace of play was really good. So yeah, just as far as that goes for me, just continuing to run hard, get to where I need to be in transition, and look for my shot.
And Coach Holtmann is talking about needing you to shoot more. How do you balance that, trying to do that without taking bad shots just to get a look?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's something that I don't want to do is just force shots just because, I'm looked upon to take more shots. I want to continue to take good shots, play within the offense. I know the ball will find me when it needs to, and I'll make the right play.
Thinking about last time you played Northwestern, and that seemed to be maybe the most complete all-around game you guys have played. When you've gone over that film, maybe starting to prepare for this game, what does it look like watching that team on film?
Yeah, they're a really good team. Looking back to Northwestern, that was probably the best game where we came out and punched somebody in the mouth from the start. We got up really good. They didn't shoot it well that game. We don't expect them to shoot it that same way, this time around. But something we do. Come out and be ready to play. That's something that we've been harping on for a while now, from from the start to the finish.
Do you see anything different when you watch yourselves in that film? Just how well you played collectively in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll watch a little bit on it today. There's good things. I mean, there's good things, and there's things that we could take from that game to even get better from. There's never a perfect game, so we'll look at it from both perspectives.
For those who don't know, we've talked a lot about coming out fast, coming out with bite, energy. People say, well, how is that hard? How do you kind of get yourself up for a game, and where does that challenge come from sometimes?
Yeah, and I think that in a stretch like this, it makes it a little bit more challenging, definitely. But good thing is, I mean, we continue to say we're right there. We're not far off from getting over the hump. We just need to continue to play for 40+ minutes, whether that's 40 minutes or overtime or whatever it needs to take in order for us to get the job done.
How nice will it be to have back-to-back home games? I think it's been since pre-Big Ten that's been the case.
Yeah, this week is huge for us. 2 games at home. Take it one day at a time, though. We'll practice today and tomorrow in order to get ready for Northwestern, and then we'll get ready for the next one after that. All we're focused on right now is Northwestern.
How much of a benefit this might be a silly question, but just getting a lead? The last 2 games you've played from behind from the jump. It's been a little while since you've had a lead. And when things aren't going well, it seems like that could just add another layer of frustration where you feel like you're always trying to claw your way back. You talk about trying to come out with a better start, but like, how much would it help this team to just grab an early lead?
Yeah, it'd be big, and I think that when we've done that in times before, we've played a little bit more consistent, played a little bit better too. Yeah, I mean, getting into a rhythm I think is the biggest thing. Obviously, we'd love to be up and keep the lead, but just instead of being so up and down like a roller coaster, just if we can get up and stay up. And I mean, teams are going to make runs, but just being able to control them and figure out ways to slow them down a little bit is what we need to do.
I saw Duke recognize your dad at one of the games recently. We had all the medical personnel out there. What was it like to see that kind of take place and see them, give a moment for your dad?
Yeah, it was awesome. Dad's doing really well. We never thought we'd be Duke fans, but here we are today.
I mean, what was that even like when it was all happening? I mean, did you even know when it was happening?
No, I had no idea what happened. I knew where my family was sitting, and the only thing I saw was my dad's girlfriend walking out the door, so I knew it was somebody involved in my family. But I had no idea what happened until after the game.
Wow.
So,
I mean, that's wild.
yeah, very, very. It's very scary, but my brother came in and he kind of gave me like a calm down type of signal. But yeah, I mean, definitely trying to compartmentalize something like that was tough, and then finding out what it really was after the game, it was lots of process.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.